R.A.P podcast.
My brother, so my mom has 5. There's 5 of us. 2 with my dad, 3 with her first husband.
Okay.
They got like 15, 16 years difference.
Nice. Okay.
So my older brother, I never like lived with him or anything, but like I just knew him and growing up and we know each other and see each other. But like when I was young, my brother had like a sitcom in Puerto Rico.
Really?
He had like this short little lived sitcom. It was like 10 episodes or whatever.
Still super wild.
He got into acting, he got into theater, and then he got into stand-up and became like this legendary stand-up in Puerto Rico.
What?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah. But it completely missed me.
No, I feel like you're on that route though.
It missed me in terms of like living with that experience. I was a baby. I didn't get to hear. I hear it now when I go to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
His friends will be like, "Oh, you do comedy, yo. You got to hear about your brother."
So he's still in the culture of Puerto Rico, like a big.
No, he's into theater now. He produces theater.
Wow.
So he had that whole experience, but his experience was dark. Not dark, but I would say like bad because people took stuff from him.
Yeah.
Took ideas.
The classic.
Wouldn't pay him and the whole 9. But anyways, so when I do my whole soul searching when I'm 31 and I decide that I want to do comedy and give up like my career and everything, my mom was just like, all right, just know it can suck.
Because she saw it happen to her brother?
To my brother, her son.
Her son, yeah.
And she's like, just know it's a crazy world. And I was like, all right. And then no one really batted an eye because my brother already kind of like went through it.
Oh!
Hey!
Make the world laugh, baby. Hey, we see you, man.
Shout out, man.
What's up, mate?
Hey, don't try and come in on my show hijacking it like you got a name out here, bro. Nah.
Shout out, man.
Yeah, so anyways, that's my family didn't react to it. In fact, my sister was the one that got me into comedy.
Really?
My closest sister.
What was the first comedian that you guys saw? Like you saw, oh my God, what is this? Who's that?
Oh, gee. First saw? I don't know, but I used to be big in Adam Sandler when I was little. Okay. But I never saw him and thought that's what I wanted to do.
You saw his stand-up or you saw his comedic movies?
I had his discs. I had his albums.
I remember that, man.
Wow.
They're all going to laugh at you. Inside I don't know what time.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
But, his like 3 albums that he came out with were fucking...
So you had the audio version of it. Okay.
I want to say the first special that I can remember seeing early on was Bill Cosby himself. My folks had it like the bootleg of it.
Wow.
And it was the notwithstanding anything going on, whatever.
No, of course. It's
but
the art of it.
the fact, now that I'm, in the game and I recognize it, he did a comedy special televised where he walked out, he did not speak for the first like minute and a half, 2 minutes. He walked across the stage. No, he just walked across the stage, bro, making Bill Cosby faces.
Really?
That's how he opened his televised comedy special, bro.
Did you see?
He walked from one side of the curtain across the stage without looking at the audience, came back the other way, looked at him, made a Bill Cosby face, and then did it killing.
Dude, did you see
televised?
Did you see the video of Bill Cosby when they released him from jail?
Oh my God.
And the cameras were like following him and his lawyers were in front of him.
And
he's just walking, he's just like...
That was funny.
You can't help it. You're like, it's fucking Bill, dude. Oh, it's fucking Bill.
I gotta try watching his stand-up again. I never got into his
Everybody
stand-up.
that I love and adore, they all go to Cosby.
Because
they all refer to Cosby.
You know when you watch stand-up and then you like see what's going on and whatever, and then you like do the research and everyone goes, yeah, Richard, and Eddie, and Bill. When I went back and watched Richard, I'm still a huge fan of Richard Pryor. When you go back and watch Eddie Murphy, get the I'm like, I love it. Like, it's funny. I can see the funny. With Bill, it resonate with me. I get it.
Yeah, I was the same with...
Yeah, he's funny, but...
Knowing the mechanics now and going back and knowing the mathematics of it all,
what he's doing.
And you can take bits and pieces out of anything.
My
game changer... Master comedian.
My game changer was BET's Comic View. Growing up, BET's Comic View with like Bruce, fucking Shuck It, Duck It. I would watch that religiously. I think it was like Wednesday nights or Friday nights. I would memorize them all. Wow. And then DL Hughley came, and then the Kings of Comedy, and I love DL. Like his crowd work, his like, look at you big bird, looking at, and that shit.
Who did it for you?
So because I grew up in Rockford, I was around the area I lived was like a majority Latino neighborhood. So I used to love the George Lopez show in general. I was a big, just that, Fresh Prince. If you met me in middle school, you think I was Mexican of how much I was just so involved.
That was where you at. That's where you were at.
And I love like the culture, and it's a lot of similarities between Mexican culture and Arab culture. A lot of similarities. So it felt like home. It felt like, and so I used to, and then one day I'm like going through the channels and I see George Lopez, but he's doing stand up, and I was like, whoa, it's not his show. This is him on stage. I was like, this is part of the show. And I was like, what, like elementary school, and then I just like fell in love with it.
That's funny, the George Lopez show.
I think it was the special, the Why You Crying special, and it was hilarious.
Why
like he crying? Was, why you crying? It was hilarious. And then from there, the bug bit me of like, I love watching stand up. And then I think
the first time I saw, I think it was Chris Rock. I went out for Valentine's Day. I went to Chris Rock, and he did this whole thing, and I was just sitting there while I was laughing. I was like, "Fuck, I want to do this."
Chris Rock.
I was like, "Fuck!" I, like seeing it in live and seeing the performance. I was like,
"How old were you when you were like, I want to do this?" That's what I'm curious. Because when I watched George Lopez, I was just a kid. I was like, "This is raw." I fell in love with the art, but I didn't think I could. When was that for you guys?
I was probably like in 4th or 5th grade.
Okay, was it? You said Chris Rock.
No, that was Chris Rock. Was much later when I actually saw it, and I was convinced. I was like, I can do this. Yeah. Like, this is not something that's out of my abilities. But since I was a kid, I just was a class clown, and I loved the attention. And then I would watch Comic View, and I would go the next day to school, and I would say all the jokes. Yeah, just say all the jokes. Just say all the. I didn't even know what I was saying.
How about you, Mike?
I was dumb, so I didn't start until I was 30, and I was locked up. And I was making everybody else that was locked up in there laugh with me. And this one guy that was 10 years younger than me was like, "Why aren't you a comedian, bro? Like, when we get out of here, come find me. I do comedy. You need to start doing it."
Who's that person? Is that person? Are you still connected with that person? Are they Chicago?
Kind of, not really. He's out in LA. I ain't talked to him I ain't talked to him in Kill Theodric. He's out there in LA doing his thing, man. I see you, my boy. Yeah, man. He's he's taking off out there, bro.
But do you remember watching stand up and being like, "Oh my god"?
I've always been a fan. I've been expelled, the old class clown, the whole bit, right? And I would always watch it, and I never made the connection that was something that you could actually. I saw it, and I'm just a super duper geeked fan, like down to the nitty gritty. I would watch it over and over again. I had the same story of like going up in my folks' old box of stuff and finding like a Red Fox tape, finding a Richard Pryor tape. Listening to all these things, giggling by myself. Never put the 2 and 2 together until somebody was like, "Yo, why don't you get on stage, bro?"
And how was it when you went on stage for the first time?
My first 2 times getting on stage, I was still drinking real heavy, and so I just got wasted. Don't even remember. The third one, I was like, I can't do that again. And actually, was in the basement with like a rolled up piece of paper, practicing in the mirror and the whole nine. Went out. I walked out. At the time, I had just got it. It was not too long after I got out. They repoed my car the night of the show. I invited mad people. I walk out my folks' house. My car's gone. I couldn't stop and walk back in and be like, "Hey, mom and dad, my life is trash right now." So I just kept walking, called a friend, took me down there. Had a blast, man. It was like it was a phenomenal show.
The bug bit you fully.
And I was like, "Oh, it's a wrap after that." Yeah. And a year later, came out here, performed the Jokes and Notes.
Oh, wait, where were you at the time?
I was in Omaha, Nebraska.
Really?
What the fuck?
Yeah.
What?
The Midwest West Bubblefuck capital.
Nebraska.
Omaha, Nebraska.
Yeah. Shout out Omaha, yo.
Home of
that's where it all got started.
Swimming Olympic trials.
And Huskers.
And the Huskers. We got corn, baby. We husking down here.
God,
that's crazy. Bro. I had no idea.
That's so
wild. You really lived everywhere. Jesus Lord.
A little bit, man. But Chicago where it's at, man.
What if I was like,
amount of talent.
Oh, Nebraska, I can see it.
Yeah. You know what?
You give me Nebraska vibes.
There's some actual, a lot of talent gets filtered through the Johnny Carson. That one old, the Workaholics kids came from out of there. Terrence Crawford, shout out to the Pound for Pound.
Avers came from here. The Workaholics guy.
Huh?
Avers.
Don't be a jerk.
I'm just saying he's from Evanston. I know.
Fucking Dr. Google over here.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. Just spitting facts. The internet's got to believe it. Yeah. And all of a sudden he's like, I don't know.
He's like, actually, Carson is from Oklahoma. It was Oklahoma.
Sure. Yeah, and Puerto Ricans live in Mexico.
You stupid ass.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Hey, man. But winding down, man, we're going to get into these guys' social medias. Had a blast on the podcast, as always, man. I'm so glad. And we had a dope conversation, man, so I can't wait to get this out here. Tito, please let the people know what kind of shows you got going on and your rooms you got going on. Let them know your socials, how they can get in touch with you.
You can follow me at Tito's_Tales. Just put in Tito's Tales, Tales. I just post a bunch of dumb shit in my shows and shit there. And yeah, do it.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Eunice, man. Let the folks know how they can get a hold of you, man.
Just follow me on Instagram or TikTok, YOUNIS, and then last name DHAHER. But yeah, just shoot me a message if you want to connect. Yeah, that's first of all, shout out to Mike Knight for first inviting us. This was
hell
beautiful.
yeah, Mike Knight.
Shout out Mike Knight. Follow Mike Knight, man.
This was so dope. This was so dope.
You're a legend, bro. Thank you.
Speaking of, man, Mike Knight. Follow me, Mike Knight Comedy, on all the things. Make sure you like, share, subscribe. We're gonna keep bringing you more and more and more. We're gonna have these guys back on sooner than later, man. So
let's go.
This has been a Real Rap Podcast. Love y'all.
Bye.
On the road to validation. I hate that I wanna be loved, like send me invitations. Just so I can never show up. Call me a bag of the devilish dust. No looking back, I'm in love with the rush. I see the door and I open the door. Now I can sleep without pouring too much, but what's too much? How do you know? You see the scars on my face and my hands, but it's nothing compared to the shape of my soul. Waiting to blow, mean that more than one sense. Don't mean I'm playing the fence. Don't mean I'm saying I'm next. I don't think I'm playing the bench. I got the game by the neck. I've been saving time. Like minutes roll over. I'm a Motorola.
Real Rap Podcast.